Hello everyone, this is Inceptor37. We're back here in War Thunder. I'm in the dev server for update 1.67, Assault. It's just titled Assault, there's no phrase or anything like Way of the Samurai 1.65. So, I'm in the dev server, I'm checking out all the new vehicles. I thought, hey, maybe I do a few quick impressions video, like, very informal, nothing spectacular about it, and just take a look at the few vehicles that 1.67 is about to introduce to War Thunder. And so let's start with one of the most talked about tank that was mentioned in dev blogs, and everyone's pretty much got their head rolling about it. And it's the T-34. No, not the Soviet medium tank T-34 that we have like 7 of right now. I am talking about the American T-34 heavy tank. Right here. It looks similar, doesn't it? It looks like a certain other tank. Well, we'll get to that. And it's yeah, it's a American heavy tank. It's right below the Super Pershing and above the T-32. It's sitting there at the battle rating 6.7, rank 4, and it has a 120 millimeter gun. And I think that's what got many people scared. That and its body, which a lot of people within the past month have recognized and identified with terror in the American force and Golden Eagles payment, and we'll get to that. Now, let me go a bit of the history on the T-34. The T-34 is a culmination of two separate heavy tank projects that the United States did in the World War II. T-29, which I'm sure we are all very familiar with, the premium tank that was released a few updates ago, and the T-30. Now, okay, let's bring up the T-29 first, shall we? As you can see, is the T-29 doesn't look that different from the T-34. Huh, curious, isn't it? Alright, so let's start with this one. The T-29 is a heavy tank. As I said, it's one of the few American heavy tanks that were produced and that was tested in development by Ordnance Department. Ordnance Department actually started the development on T-29 T-30 in August 1944. That's pretty late in the war, but that's still pretty early and relative. I mean, at that time, it's probably never going to enter World War II service since that war ended in 1945. But it was quite ambitious. It was like, hey, we want this in 1944, and that was a time when they thought Shermans were still a good idea. So T-29 has a 105 millimeter cannon, same one used on the super heavy tank T-28, T-95, and yeah, it's one of those. It's a heavy tank, 60 tons, 64 tons, and the T-30 is almost like the T-29, but except it has a 155 millimeter cannon. And if you think that's crazy, don't worry. Everyone else who saw that paper thought that the designer was crazy as well. The problem was that, well, no one really had the right mind that a loader can adequately load a 95-pound 155 millimeter shell into a 155 millimeter gun. But testing went as usual, and even in spring 1945, Ordnance Department even were able to obtain a limited production order of around 1,000 T-29s and 500 T-30s. But then an engineer somewhere in the line said, "Hey, we have this 120 millimeter anti-aircraft gun. Why don't we use it?" So there was some sort of compromise in between that. Okay, so we want a gun more powerful than 105, but we want a gun that's a lot easier to manage than the 155. So they slapped on this 120 millimeter into the T-29 body or T-30 body, I forgot which one it was, and they produced a T-34, which, like I said, it looks exactly like a T-29. The only exception is they added on the 120 millimeter cannon. Now, the T-34 has become quite a contentious tank even before it's formally introduced into the game because, well, people are scared of the gun, and at its battle rating, people are scared that it's gonna spell the end of Tiger 2s or something. I don't know, something along that line. And yeah, I mean 120 millimeter. When I think of that, I think of the M103, and M103 can eat Tiger 2s for breakfast. So, but let's stop with the thinking. Let's just get into the specs, okay? So, 120 millimeter gun. Let's take a look at the shells. So, no, there's no upgrade. So, just two shells: the T-20E3 AP armor piercing and M73 high explosive. Armor piercing can penetrate. Okay, let's skip the 10 meters because, well, in the heavy tank, who's gonna fire point blank range? 100 meters, it can penetrate 246 millimeter at 90-degree angle, or 188 millimeter at 60-degree angle. that's a lot, and that's that's a legitimate concern actually. 200 millimeters, more than 200 millimeters up close. Yeah, that's pretty bad, huh? I mean, I think the Tiger 2's 88 millimeter APC BC Panzergranate 39 can only penetrate 180. I'm only working off memory here at the moment. I'm sorry, 28 millimeters up, but you know who using high explosive except against thin skin vehicles these days, right? Or hull break vehicles. And okay, so gun, good. Well, at least so far. Maybe, who knows? We'll take it out to test drive later. See, and test it against a few vehicles. And let's see. Let's check out his armor. So 102 millimeter, 70.3 millimeter, sloped at 55, 59. And if you are very familiar with the T29, you will know that this is exactly the same. I'll bring it up. 102, 73, 74.3. 55, 59. They're exactly the same. There's almost no difference between the body. As I said, all they did was slap on the gun, the 120 millimeter guns onto it. See, they still even have this the gun optics just open right here. There's a big gun optic hole in the gun mantlet. There's no armor. It just goes straight to the back. But otherwise, you got 203 millimeter gun mantlet, 305 millimeter border, 178, 127. Weak side armor. If you're very familiar with the T29's weakness, you can fight the T34, and a lot of people by now have gotten used to seeing the T29. So T34 is just gonna be another menace. But if you've been fighting T29, you got the gun, this thing you can handle the T34. Mobility, well, let's see, 1046, and this is arcade. So let's take it down to realistic because most people go there still. 716 stock. So 716 horsepower stock. T29 is 681 stock. I deactivate everything. This thing is stock because I'm just in the depths where I just splurge my golden eagles onto it just to get it unlocked so I can check it out. So T34 is slightly more powerful, but it is heavier. So it does use it does the weight. The horsepower to ton weight ratio might be almost similar to this T29. I don't have I will calculate it, but I don't want to. I'm making a video right now, so I don't want to spend time computing. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it does travel slower. It says 33 kilometer per hour. T29 says 35. There's a bunch of stuff. It's but like I said, the biggest difference is the gun, 120 millimeter, and that is the topic of the day. But yeah, otherwise everything's about the same. Like I said, we got a crew, we got 2 loaders, 6 crew members, just like before. A whole bunch of ammunition in the bottom, turrets. It's a mess. Armor, yeah. Do I even need to go on? Did they increase the armor in the back? I feel like this. They feel like this is a thing. Is that always a thing? No, that's not a thing. Okay, so there's an increased armor, rear armor. There's 102 millimeters here, but this one they added a counterweight. Oh, so this because when you add a heavier gun barrel, you need to balance the turret to traverse properly. So they added more metal in the back. So now it's 200 millimeters in the rear of the turret. So go figure. But otherwise, yeah. So let's take it out to the test range and see what it does, right? Oh yeah, it's right here. Alright, let's go. Okay, we're out on the test range right now, and yeah, I mean, from here you can see it definitely does look similar to the T29. I think I've said that before already. And it's got 3 50 cal machine guns, 2 coaxial, 1 pinto, and and it's 120 millimeter gun, which we can use to take out the schmuck Panzer II. But let's use the 50 cal, just because I don't want to waste the 17 rounds I got. Okay, let's move out. We got that moss over there, but we'll handle that later, if we ever. Probably not. It's too far. So as you can see, forward mobility is pretty decent across country. It's not that bad. Despite its heavy weight, 65 tons, it's very decently fast. Maybe more mobile than the Tiger II. Let's try turning. Okay, turning's okay in higher speed, but once you get slower, it just gets sluggish. Yeah, see, right now I decided that I'm almost stopping. Can I neutral steer? Oh, I can. Okay, so oh wait, can I? Oh yeah, I can. Okay, so you can turn in place if you want. Okay, yeah, Panzer IV-C right there. I want to save my round, so. Okay. Now we got the 3 top German tanks: Panther, Tiger II, Jagdtiger. I like to use these 3 as like a benchmark usually to see how well each tank's gun is, because you know most of the time in World War II, people were just trying to figure out how to penetrate the front armor of these tanks. And in terms of the Panther, you know, things didn't really start coming until late in the war, 1945. Tiger II, Jagdtiger, no one was ever able to penetrate to the front. Except there's this one archival video I saw where like there was some U.S. troops testing out Panzerfaust on the Tiger II. They were able to melt through the front armor, so heat rounds is key, I guess. Alright, we're here with the Panther. Let's try getting a distance, because it'd be completely unfair to use the 120mm too close of range. What's the average distance in arcade? It usually depends, right? I mean, you can find it, but when you're meeting them in the front, usually it's within 200 meters. Usually, I don't know. There's no scientific evidence to back up my claim. Not like the European fighting, like oh, it's 800 meters or 200 meters. I don't know if it's arcade. Okay. So as you can see, at 200, at even this range, the 120mm will penetrate straight through. Apparently, that's what it says in the arcade indicator. Let's see if it actually does. Yeah, straight through. Knocked out 4 of the crew members already, so they're all dead. And I must have had fuel or ammo, so straight through the front glacis. It's got no problem dealing with Panthers. Maybe Panther 2s, but who knows. But now we're coming to the big cat, the Tiger II. So we're gonna go a bit farther, just cause we can. I mean, we might as well also test the accuracy, because this is an AP round, not APCBC. So, you know, farther distance give us a bit more, give us a bit more indicator on just how the gun works. Let's say 300 meters, 400. Let's go a bit farther. Okay. This will have to do. Okay, so front glacis is obvious. Okay, so front glacis is. See, if you can't penetrate the front glacis of a Tiger II, you're still gonna have a competition, because you know Tiger II front glacis is the biggest part of the body. If you can't penetrate it, then you still gotta aim, and that means Tiger II is still somewhat of the king heavy tank, King Tiger, even though there's an ally there. But let's take it apart bit by bit, okay? That Panzer IV. So let's see. Front glacis is invulnerable. Turret is vulnerable, but then again, so is most tanks at 6.7 can penetrate the turret cheeks at the Tiger II. So let's look at the lower glacis first. So, okay, got indicator there. I'm just looking at the marks, making sure 49, 5. So right there. Okay, we penetrated straight through, just as the indicator says, but we only damaged the transmission. There is no indicator that we damaged any of the crew, which is a pity. But then again, we have AP rounds, so that's probably a big play, because there's no filler, no HE filler. We have no way to hit the crew except with spalling and shrapnel. Let's try again. Okay, don't know if you saw that, but it actually went a bit to the left from where I was aiming to the right. So that's even if that's minuscule, that's quite a shot dispersion. Let's try again. I'm gonna try kill the driver. That one aimed a lot lower. It went, oh wow, it went all the way lower, and it went straight past it in the bottom. So okay, maybe I was just being a bit clumsy. Maybe shot dispersion. It's not that big. Okay, let's aim a little bit higher just in case. Okay, so that went a bit higher than the indicator. So let's one more shot, and then we'll try aiming at the turret face. See if we manage to hit it. We should. Right. Wow, that went very high. See, look, my indicator and according to my mills, the ranging says I am aiming at the lower glacis. But if you saw that damage indicator, I went high in the front glacis. That's interesting. Let's try aiming the turret. I didn't do anything at all. That bounce, you saw it just went right. What just happened? That obviously didn't go where I wanted to go. Okay, let's try again. Whee! Oh, no, that was my fault. That was completely my fault. My mouse moves. Alright, we're loaded. Let's try again. Okay, so maybe I aim a bit too much to the right, even though it's this green. So yes, the AP round is definitely not going straight to where the green is. Not, I would imagine APC-BC round would, but AP round is not. Okay, let's try one more time. Bam. Okay, see, that time we did it. See, that time it actually went, but those few times I didn't even move it. And the last one, did I move it? I forget my actions. But as you can see, it bounced off of the previous one, and this time it did. Let's try one more time. See if it hit the same place. Well, it didn't hit the same exact place, but it did. Did it went straight through? Holy shit, it went straight through, didn't it? Let's try one more time. And then let's try getting closer so we can get an absolute kill, if we didn't kill it by now. Wow, yeah, you see, it went straight towards left. It hit left of the gunman then. So yeah, shot dispersion with this gun is not the best, possibly due to the AP rounds. And I think that will play a lot, especially in long range fighting. Tiger 2's round with the 88 APC-BC will hit straight on most of the time, just because of the cap, APC-BC, the ballistic cap. AP doesn't have that, so it's not gonna fly cleanly like the Tiger 2. How close should I get? See, look at that. We can see the battle marks I've made. I know it's not a very good indicator on the accuracy of things because I keep moving the things, but if you can look back to where I'm aiming and look at the marks. So 1, 2, how many marks? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's at least 7 marks. Oh yeah, the cupola is very high. So there's at least 7 hits in the front. Only 2 of these penetrated. Right, 3. That one right there, that one right there, that one lower one right there. But everything else bounced, so yeah. Alright, so obviously we can do a little better, can't we? Yeah, let's get right up to that sucker. Oh, the front glacis is yellow now. Can we go through it? Yes, we can. Okay, so remember that 10 meters one? If you really want to get up close and personal and stick the gun barrel into the cat, then yeah, you can probably penetrate the front armor. Well, that's our only Tiger 2, but we have one more Tiger 2 derivative. We have a Yak Tiger over there we can try, so let's go to its front. Hey, I tried using cruise control, but that didn't work out at the start. Alright, now we're on a roll. I wonder why the American... Shoot. So that's about it for the impression on the T-34. It's not the super Tiger 2 killer that people claiming it's gonna be with its 120mm cannon and the bot armor of the T-29. No, it's not. It's at all the weak points of a T-29. It can't penetrate the Tiger 2 to the front. It penetrates through the front lower glacis and the turret face, but most vehicles at the 6.7 can already do that. We get so that's no biggie really. You just have to find a way to beat the T-34 in the front. That's the big complaint really. Like most of the complaints just like, I can't penetrate through the front armor. Really, you just have to get to the sides. I mean, look, there's only 127mm even from here. That's not that much. So get a clean shot inside. That's what, just flank bro. Or find a weak point like I said. There's this one right here. It doesn't even show the armor. Just goes straight to the back. So just shoot one in here. It's gonna work. You can try around here. Or let's just experiment around. I guess we got the machine gun point that's only 100mm in front. So it's not the most. It's not the invulnerable tank. People are saying that, but it's definitely the worst. I mean, the American heavy tank T-34 is definitely something that we needed, because look at the heavy tank line, people. Just look at it. Before that, we had a Super Pershing, and it's the same battle rating and it's got worse armor than a T-34. And then we have T-32 that just keeps jumping all over the places in the table. M103 is too high, so let's not consider that. T-29, T-34 are the first actual like heavy tanks that we Americans can respect as actual competitors in the rank 4 battlefield against Tiger II, IS-2s. Okay, maybe IS-2 is a bit stretching much. Carnarvon, it's those things. Give the Americans a quick break. Okay. It's something that we need. Maybe something we deserve too. A tank that we deserve and we need. I actually enjoy. I feel I'm going to enjoy the T-34. So thanks for watching. I hope this was actually pretty interesting. I hope and you got a good look on the T-34. Give me some quick suggestions. Maybe I can do a few more on the other vehicles that they have in the dev server right now. There's a lot more that they show in the dev server that they didn't show in the dev blog for the 1.67 yet. The historical information I got is from a book called the M103 Heavy Tank from Osprey, written by Kenneth Estes. So if you want to find more information on some of the American heavy tanks, go ahead and look that book up. And yeah, just thanks for watching, guys. I hope this wasn't too long, and I hope to be able to do the next one pretty soon. So I'll see you then.